Wait, hold on. Quick question. Brett, is this my Halpert now?
Is what your Halpert?
This my Halpert?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Hello. We're running super late because Sam and I smoked a bunch of meth before this.
I brought it though, so I feel like it's my fault that
It was
I
like
offered it
treat.
to the group.
Yeah, he was just kind of like, hey guys, like, I know that it's really important to start a live stream on time, but you know what else is great? Meth. So that's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you guys at today? What's your meth level?
What's your favorite meth?
What's your favorite meth? What's your favorite color meth? Mine is blue,
Mine's
obviously.
pink.
And that's why we're going to talk about Breaking Bad.
Boom.
That's the two colors, that's the two genders of meth as well. Unfortunately, meth doesn't have a gender spectrum, but it should.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make the meth gender spectrum more inclusive, Sam.
Let us know all the little different notches of the spectrum.
All different
in the chat, please.
Meth spectrums. I like that. I think we should include more meth.
Amen.
So this is NerdWire. Today it's MethWire. But we are very excited because we both watched El Camino. I watched it twice. How many times did you watch it?
I've watched it once all the way through, and then I went back and I watched the beginning one more time, but then I had to run. So I'm bummed that I didn't get to watch it again, but boy, howdy did I love it. I'm getting ahead of myself. But boy, I love this movie a lot.
Oh boy.
It was so good.
It was real good. I really love me some Jesse Pinkman. In fact, wait. All hail Pinkman. Okay.
Aaron Paul's just a treasure.
Aaron Paul is a national gift. He was stolen by Nicolas Cage, like The Declaration, because he himself is a national treasure.
Very true.
Okay, so this is NerdWire. Megan suggests we switch to cocaine. No!
No!
No! Give
just
me my
meth.
So while we're waiting for some more folks to arrive, let's talk about stuff.
I can't harmonize. I
I
wish I could have.
do anything. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm totally devoid of use.
We can do this?
Yeah.
Check this out. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh,
Free
what?
of charge.
Oh, God.
And you just take
That's
that
so
home with
scary.
you.
That's so scary, but that's what it's like to be in Breaking Bad.
Very true.
Yeah. So, for those of you who don't remember me, I'm Whitney Van Lanningham, and we probably went to high school together. And this is Sam Bashor, and Sam just got back from a 10-week vacation in the Northern Hemisphere. How was that?
It was delightful.
It was
Cold,
great. Cold.
chilly.
Sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
Nice ones.
Cider.
Ooh.
And we're close to falling leaves. I kind of wish I went before all that and just experienced summer, but it was very nice. Man, I'm so excited for the seasons that we're getting into right now.
Dude,
it's Breaking Bad
yes,
season.
It's Breaking
Clearly,
Bad season.
everybody knows that. It's
Dude.
the time you rewatch.
And honestly, that's the thing, is like this show takes us through the deserts of New Mexico all the way up to the ice caps of Alaska, baby.
Very
And
true.
I'm ready to go there in a black El Camino right now. But first, hey, let's do the dumb housekeeping stuff. So, we're NerdWire, we have a Patreon. Go look it up. Donate if you want to, or don't. If you'd rather spend your money on blue meth, we understand. If you'd like to donate, figure it out. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about El Camino. I'm too excited.
I'm very excited. When did you watch the show? Did you watch it like as it was airing from start to finish?
So I jumped in at season 3, and I started it then. And I had this like really intense reaction to Breaking Bad where it made me so nervous watching it that I had to watch it so slowly. And so I think that by the time everyone was like finished with season 3, I had finally finished like season 1. And then I went from there. Obviously, Jesse Pinkman's girlfriend dying gave me a 3-week gap where I literally could not watch Breaking Bad for like almost an entire month. This show like consumed my psyche when it was on. And then obviously I caught up before season 4 and then watched it with the world for the last 2.
There you go. I caught
How
it
about you?
right when it ended.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched it immediately as soon as it was done. It was one of those shows where people wouldn't stop talking about it. It was like that, The Wire, Game of Thrones. And I was like,
Yeah.
and I keep watching cartoons, leave me alone. And then finally I watched it all in like a week, and that was so stupid because like emotionally ruined for like a month after, but totally worth it. I've gone back and I started rewatching it recently because I don't want to watch new shows. I guess I have to check out Succession now because everyone keeps talking about that one. I'm going to miss out on that one too.
Oh my God. That's Sorry, you just spoke to my soul.
Oh yeah, it's too.
I don't want to watch new shows.
No
No, I
thanks.
want to watch fucking Law and Order SVU for the 19th time.
Right?
Thank you.
There's no way you can catch up on that show. It's 22 episodes a season, and they're on what, season 40 now? You
It's
can't.
great.
There's not enough time.
No, it's perfect. So yeah, dude. So you caught it all the way at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So having like binge consumed it like that, were you okay? Like, how did that make you? How did that make you feel, Sam? Lay down on the couch.
I was the whole time. I was like face down, just like crying sideways into the leather because I didn't know what to do. And then my roommates would come home and be like, and then they watch because they'd already watched the show,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they already knew.
Oh God,
so they
that's
leave
the
me
worst.
alone.
That's truly the worst, though, is when someone walks in on you and they go, "Okay, it's cool. He's on the Fly episode. He'll be fine for the next 15." And then like they come back and they're like, "Hey, bunny.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
okay?
They killed the girlfriend's kid, didn't they?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Do you need a
You're
hamburger?
gonna need to drink some water.
You're gonna need to drink some water.
can't
want
keep
fluffy
crying.
Pillow? Yeah, great. You gotta hide. You might need to put on some deodorant, bud. Leave the couch." Now that's a very real thing with Breaking Bad, because I too had friends who watched it afterwards and they'd be all of a sudden call me screaming, "What?" And I'd be like, "Oh, dude, you're on season 4, episode 10, and I know it."
Oh.
Cameron? Hi, hello. Yes. We are sorry that you haven't seen any streams, but we hope that the reason why you haven't come is either because you're doing something exciting, maybe you're making out with a stranger,
Ooh.
maybe you're robbing a liquor store,
These are all fun
maybe
things.
you...
Stop describing our weekend.
Stop quoting your dad's law commercials.
That was super nice.
Dude, Cameron, I hope that it's that you're living your best life. That's great. Come whenever you can. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm. But have you checked out Better Call Saul yet?
No, I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
I tried.
You want to know why? Because after Breaking Bad, I needed a break until El Camino. And now I'm back in the meth game.
Yeah, for sure. We had our meth. We're ready to get back into the game.
We're
It makes
ready to
sense.
get back into
Ready to go
the
back to
game.
Albuquerque. Wow, this Albuquerque.
ABQ.
It's so interesting in this world. It's like it's so expansive. The city can't be that big, but they make this feel like a whole world down there that we're missing out on.
It's like the entirety of Westeros down there. It's a whole freaking place.
You got chicken restaurants, you got vacuum repair shops.
Best quality vacuums.
Schools.
Pollos hermanos.
There's a lot we're
Street
missing out
corners.
on. Very true.
Man, and then it's kind of interesting too because I feel like Breaking Bad has really only shown us glimpses of what you or I's lives would look like in the ABQ. Like they're never just like, oh, and then there's Sam and Whitney and they're not doing meth or they're not in the DEA. They're just walking down the street to get a milkshake.
They're
Have a
not
nice
interesting.
one.
They're boring.
No, those people don't exist in Albuquerque, I don't think. I think that they just deleted all of them with meth.
What can I say? But El Camino, it's finally felt like a Netflix original movie. It's AMC, but it felt like a Netflix movie that I could get behind and get super excited about, because I can't be the only one that gets disappointed with a lot of the Netflix original movies that come out there. There's always gems every once in a while. And once in a while it's really stretched out. Maybe I'm not watching enough of them, but every time I try to catch one, I'm like, this feels like B tier. But this feels like I feel like this is an A+. Really enjoyed this.
This was an incredible movie, and something that I was just worried about only because man, anytime somebody's like, we're rebooting this, I'm like, no, but
you don't
please,
have to.
you don't have to do that. Okay, but I want to see what happens, but you don't have to. But I was kind of okay, how are they gonna make me feel like I have been still in Albuquerque since I stopped watching this show, and the finale was in 2013 or 14?
I believe so.
Something like that? Something. Yeah, I haven't seen the show since then, and I was like, how are they gonna draw me back in? Because obviously, I watched reviews and stuff like that, but I haven't seen Breaking Bad in and of itself in so long, and it was instantaneous. I was like, oh my God, I remember every single detail of the show. This is perfect. It was so good. It was so incredible. I was so impressed with everybody like just stepping right back into those roles.
I fully agree because like it felt like they were like, well, don't worry, we're coming up with a whole new story for Jesse Pinkman. I'm like, for the love of God, that man has been through more things than any normal human being should go through. Like at a certain, like when you saw him drive away, I'm like, I guess, man, but maybe if you died, that'd be good too, because like your life
is gonna stop.
Like, how do you have like normal interactions? How do you even like go to sleep normally at night after this? And there was a tweet I saw where someone was talking about like, thank God they didn't make like a follow-up series for like what Jesse's doing now, because it's like, no, what else is there to say? Like, what else can this person do that would be interesting? Or even like, do I want that in this?
This is what I want. I'll tell you what I want for the Jesse Pinkman series. I'm sorry, the Jesse Driscoll series. I want him to take the flashback scene with Walt very seriously, enroll in college, and then it becomes Degrassi, but starring Aaron Paul at the collegiate level in Canada.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Canadian.
He goes to college in Canada, obviously, because the education system is superb there.
But he's also got this like troubled past.
He has his troubled past.
But he's also helping troubled youth.
No, he is. He's volunteering. He's teaching chemistry to at-risk children. Then they start making meth, and then he's like, guys, no. But it's a comedy now, so like nothing that bad happens. No one really dies.
Like a bumbling
comedy? No one dies in Canada.
Yeah, like he's like dropping beakers.
He's like dropping beakers and Bunsen burners, and it's like,
oh, Jesse.
I've been out of the meth game for a couple of years now, I suppose.
And then you have like a flashback like one day where like he kind of is tangentially related to the plane crash that like murdered a bunch of people, and you're like, ugh. The tones are all over the place here. It's complicated. But no, when it came to this, it's an epilogue. It's an epilogue to a novel that is finished. This movie doesn't even like have an ending really. It kind of it plays off like a song where artists don't know how to end their own songs, which is like it fades off. And that's how his story just fades off and it continues on somewhere else, and that's it.
Which is perfect. Which God, and that's the thing about Breaking Bad too, is that whole show, to me, that is like my go-to example of this is a perfect television series. There is nothing wrong with this television series. They didn't have like a season that I hated. They didn't end it horribly. Game of Thrones. Like nobody was upset about the ending of Breaking Bad. Everyone was happy about it. I don't think that you could have complained. You were just like, yes, Walt should die now. Like, hell yes.
But I also liked, because we're doing all spoilers and everything, right? Okay, so
sorry. Spoilers.
Probably. No,
you should have watched Breaking Bad by now, A. B, we love El Camino.
Somebody should have watched Breaking Bad, maybe. It's been like 10 years. That's why they did the movie.
Kris doesn't like meth. It's plain and simple.
We kept offering meth, and she didn't want to use it.
She didn't want to use it.
She was like, oh, it's peer pressure. And we're like, whoa, it is.
She keeps telling us that if she snorts it, she'll ruin her nose job.
I'm doing heroin.
Oh, the rich man's drug. Interesting.
The rich man's drug.
But for
you
Walter,
can't make that out of Windex, no sir.
Ooh, delicious. But when it comes to like Walter White, because like you mentioned, like his ending is in Breaking Bad because it's his story.
Yes.
And like just because everyone knows now that Jesse wasn't supposed to be a long-term character, it just turned out that Aaron Paul brought a lot to the role.
God. And Jesse Pinkman is one of the most perfect characters in all history. Okay, please.
You're correct. And also, it's crazy that out of that it evolved into what it is, and it became the Walt and Jesse show. And I love that in the Jesse Pinkman movie, Walter White has really nothing to do with it. Like, of course, his ghost and his shadow is like all over his life, but we're able to see him slowly escape that by making his own decisions based on what he's learned. And there is some hope for a future. His life's gonna kind of blow probably, but like it might be okay.
That's like the thing too, though, is that I think that Jesse has to believe that his life is going to get better because he has that conversation with Mike where Mike is like, you can never put this right. And he's like, well, yeah, duh. Yeah. But like, I think that just the fact that he went from like this person where we see him not even being able to shoot Todd when Todd has him held captive, and he has such crazy Stockholm syndrome that he's like, oh, pizza sounds nice. And
Jeez, someone posted where it was like, have you ever cried so hard when someone mentioned pepperoni? And I'm like, yeah, man, I was crying in the theater, like, hard. That scene is brutal.
it's so brutal.
And Jesse Plemons does such a good job in this role, like as like that kind of like bumbling yet he's a sociopath basically.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a full-blown sociopath when it comes to
We
how he
have
treated
to talk
his.
about his acting with that, though.
Did you thumbs up?
Oh,
like
yeah.
It? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right.
Oh,
We're on the
no,
same page then.
Just like the character, oh my God. Like having him, the thing that just was like the slowest burn of holy dear Jesus God was that you see him let Jesse out. First he gives Jesse the cigarette, then he lets Jesse out. Then he is like, we're gonna go out together. We're gonna go on this like trip in the car. We're gonna just go on a trip. We're gonna fix up a car like a couple of dudes. And then they fix up this car and they're just hanging out. And he's like, let me take you back to my apartment. And Jesse Pinkman's like, hey, okay, man. And it's like, he's doing this so like naturally, like not a care in the world. And then all of a sudden you just hear Jesus. And like you don't even see what it is. And you're like,
you can feel it though, right?
Yeah,
you can feel it that
like something is,
something's coming in a way, but also like I like that they never really showed Aaron Paul besides when he picked up the gun and like pointed it at Paul. That's the character's name, correct? Sorry, in my head it's always just Jesse Plemons. There's Jesse on the show, and then there's Jesse Plemons. But anyways, the whole time he's just trying not to get in trouble because he's like he has full-blown, like you said, Stockholm syndrome. And I appreciated that throughout all of that, he's not really making a fuss. He's not really doing anything because he's just trying to protect himself. And Aaron Paul does such a good job. And on the flip side of that, when the cops come in and he is holding one hostage, and you can see him just have to go through all those emotional feelings over again.
Oh, yeah.
And relive that feeling of like, no, man, you're in the same position you were before where you don't have an option here. Your life is over because of your own decisions. And whew, such a good, an amazing performance. And both of those, the bozos who are our welders / fake cops who end up taking a third of the, or 2/3 of the money. I love their performances. Our main guy, I mentioned this before, but he was on Righteous Gemstones this season, and he's incredible at that. And he has a cool comedic background as well, so you can kind of get that in his nefarious role in this movie. Nefarious. Yeah, and I like that. Like they did a good job, like adding a little connectivity between him and Jesse Pinkman, like just enough. It's that he kind of knows who Jesse is, but there's enough why Jesse does not know who that person is.
And I thought it was really interesting because I don't know if this happened to you, but when he like gets in the car and Jesse like sees the tow truck and he's like getting in and he's like, I was wondering when you'd remember me. And then I was like, oh God damn it, do I have to rewatch Breaking Bad and try to figure out why I forgot this guy? And so at first I thought like, damn it, Whitney, this is so important. And then they told us.
I was like, okay, thank God they created a character for this.
Yeah, they created a character for this. Like, I was just like, God, what did I not remember?
Yeah, and
I was so mad.
You can kind of see like that Netflix money, that like the cinema money when it came to
that
like
Netflix money.
when it came to when he's searching the apartment, you get like that hamster cage view, like top down of this like dollhouse as he's tearing it apart and ripping through everything, trying to find that money. And I'm like, oh my God, they did such a good job of showing that he went through literally everything, and I have no idea where this money would be. No idea. Like even the fridge.
Literally no idea, yeah.
Like maybe, but even that, like they went through the couches, and I feel like he should have checked the fridge a few more times. Like it didn't even seem moved, but like he didn't it didn't seem like it was like pulled back at all. But
when it first thudded, I was like, dude, did you just move the fridge? Like, did you just like move the fridge? Like at first I didn't think it was in like the paneling. I thought it was just like behind it, and I was like, bro, did you just spend all this time not moving the fridge?
Also, because of the title of the movie, I honestly thought that the money was going to be in the El Camino, and that was going to be part of the. I'm getting nods. Like, and also because like I felt like that would mean more. Like I like the scene where we have our man returning from the show, who's the handler who got them the magnet in the series to like mess with the computers and everything. But he's back now and he's looking for LoJack. Yeah. So and I like that he came back because I was lucky enough to go to the premiere for this, and he showed up in like ripped jeans, like a t-shirt, and I'm like,
that's amazing.
You rule, dude. I love you. You're great.
Yeah.
And in this movie, he's only for 2 seconds, but I like that. that we were able to see him again. But also, like, I thought it would have made sense logically to go back to the El Camino, because now it's like you have the cops on them. You saw like 30 cars go to, presumably to go and get Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like that's.
Oh yeah.
And so like I thought there would be another level of them having to break into like an impound lot, or we're gonna see like Badger and I'm so bad with names.
Skinny,
thank you. I thought we were gonna have to see them again, which I would have liked because I liked their interactions in the beginning of this movie, but we didn't. They kept it pretty. Jesse was on a pretty straight line throughout the movie. We weren't circling back.
Thing. That was something that I honestly really loved, because of course I wanted to see more of those characters and everything, but like it felt a little bit like #justice for Jesse, that like this was about him. Mm-hmm. This wasn't about Walt or anybody else or people who've kidnapped him or his friends, or no, like this was just Jesse's story. And I thought that they just really masterfully put the characters that you wanted and needed to see in for like just the right amount of time each. Like all of them like served their purpose and made you feel the feels, but like it was not overdone. Nothing was weird and jokey and callbacky. Like it was perfect. Mm-hmm. I loved the way that they did that.
I agree, and the flashbacks were good use for that, for like just kind of setting up his mindset as of right now when he's doing his errands with Jesse Plemons, and just all the whole like picking out the soups that they're gonna eat, and like the Easter colors and everything, and like the design of the apartment's so like.
Not what you'd think.
It's not what you think, but at the same time, since we know who it is, you're like, it's even creepier.
No,
I know.
It's
so weird.
You're just like, this is not what his apartment should be like.
Yeah, but hey, he's got the money, so he's.
So hey, why not? Why not get some really cool chairs?
Yeah, treat himself. Also, with that scene, you do get the comedy in the movie, which I do appreciate. There were some points of levity, like, and it's dark humor, but like dropping the body from 3 stories.
From the window, from 3 stories down.
And like her shoe comes off too, and so it's just like another level of like.
Just like, God damn it.
Like your life sucks, obviously. Like we see him like chained up and testing the strength of the cable system.
I hated that.
And then we see this, and it's just like the little things where it's like there's nothing. I would have given up. Like he clearly gave up mentally and emotionally.
Oh yeah.
But like, of course I would. All this running around he's doing now, I don't know if I could do that. I think I would just go straight to the cops. I don't know if I have the fortitude to push on after something like that.
Oh, you think that you'd just like turn yourself in?
I'd be like, yep.
If you were Jesse Pinkman,
don't
you'd
care,
be like, don't care, bye.
Yeah.
No, I would totally Jesse Pinkman off to Alaska. I would 100% do exactly what he did. I'd be like, I was in a freaking cage, and you kept me chained up and forced me to cook meth, which, I'm really good at it, but that doesn't mean I want to have to be good at it every day for no money for you, and then I had to hang out with creepy-ass Meth Damon every single day and get cigarettes handed to me with a binder clip.
Yeah.
No! I'd be like, you bet your ass I'm going to Alaska. Yes, like, I loved that when he went to the Best Quality Vacuums, he was just like, I'm not leaving. Mm-hmm. Like, he was just like, nope, like, there is no way you are doing this for me. And obviously he gets forced out, but like, I was just like, nope, that's 100%.
Did you get like a really strong Walter White vibe from that?
Yes.
Because he did the same thing. He thinks he's the smartest person in the room, and like textbook wise, he is. But they can't read people well enough, and like Jesse just knows what he knows from Walter. He doesn't. He has his own experiences, and we are able to see that he is intelligent and he has picked up a lot along the way. But in that scene, you're just like, the timing of it was perfect, I liked his confidence, because I'm like, they slowly throughout the movie were able to show you that he still has that little bit of fire in him, so he can make it. He can make it to whatever his end game is in this movie. He isn't the emotional wreck that we see him when he's taking a shower and like has his gun up on his like little windowsill. Yeah. So he's we're able to see that growth throughout this like 2-hour movie, which I appreciated. Then I think Vince Gilligan just killed it across the board.
Mm-hmm. From X-Files to now, baby. Baby, I love him. Something that I thought was really cool about that scene too in particular was just them showing that like Jesse usually was right, and so he was doing the Walter White thing of being smart and scary, but then with the vacuum cleaner guy, he tried it on him. And with everybody else, he had been like, you're not the real cops. I know that you didn't really, like he had done that in every other situation that he had like gotten himself into. But this time when he tried to do that, he was just like horribly wrong. And it was so, oh God, it's just the little things like, the little nuggets in there like that, where it's just like, oh, that's that Walter White energy coming right back. Oh, so good.
And I love the normalcies that Vince Gilligan's able to kind of like sprinkle into the show when it comes to when we get our vacuum salesman trying to like explain like how he's going to fix this like vacuum for this woman who's coming in, and it's like this nice like reprieve for a second where you're like where you can see how seasoned this actor is, but also at the same time he's a threat at the same time. And I loved it, and I love that we're able to get callbacks that make sense. When we see the maroon like pill van, I'm like, I literally have no idea what this is. I was like, I don't remember. And once you get the wheels turning, you're able to understand like what
you're able
this
to like
is.
piece it together.
And God, you know who the real losers in this are Jesse's parents. Like, I mean, like he gives them a little nugget of like, it's not fully your fault. Like, you did what you could, and he still has to screw them over. He still has to. I know he had to in this scenario. He wasn't doing something petty. He was doing something he had to so that he can get out of the situation and get out of their lives as much as he can.
I also feel like compared to everything else he's ever done, sending his parents to a duck park in the middle of the night, not that bad.
Not that bad.
It was either he do that or he goes to prison for the rest of his life. Maybe he's killed in prison because of whatever. Like his life was going to be over. And in my opinion, I was like, nah, man, you said some really nice things to your parents. For all your parents know, you were at the park and you got cold feet. Mm-hmm. That's it. Like when they come home and they check the guns and they're gonna be like, hey, wait a minute. But also like, not that big of a faux pas in my mind. Like that just didn't. I wasn't mad at him for doing that. I was like, you.
Like writing wise, I like that he didn't say I love you because it didn't feel manipulative in that sense. It was a full manipulation, but it didn't. He was saying something truly genuine.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciated that in the sense that I'm like, no, he's screwed them over too many times that they wouldn't buy it.
They would not buy that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they would buy like an apology, or not an apology, but like this is my fault, not like an acceptance of responsibility. That's what I was looking for.
Someone called me a narc in the chat, and I get it. Makes sense.
You're
I also have the face. It makes sense. Yeah.
Oh man, you're a narc? Whoa,
yeah, because I would have gone straight to the cops. I get it, totally. But if I was tortured for like 6 months roughly that he was there. And in my head, he's just been in there since the show ended. I know he got away, but I'm like, he must have been in there for years. And it's like, no,
years and years,
Walter,
since 2013.
Yeah, like I wouldn't go on, but 6 months, like he's ruined, like emotionally. But he could probably move on in some way.
Yeah, in some way. I mean, you know what? Honestly, again, I know you love Alaska, buddy, but Canada has great mental health care.
Yeah.
Go to therapy, Jesse Pinkman.
Plenty
I mean,
of
Driscoll.
snow.
I mean, hey.
Like you get everything you like about Alaska, but better.
But better in Canada. Mm-hmm. And the people are there's poutine.
Poutine.
Everyone is going to say they're sorry to you constantly. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's nice to hear.
Sorry
about that.
Yeah.
About the hoose.
Classic. Let us know your favorite. Canada-isms in the chat.
Canada, my favorite country.
Would you enjoy if they kept dipping into this weird Albuquerque well again, like for like a movie? Because like this actually worked out, I think, perfectly. This movie is one of my favorite movies I've been able to see this year. Not one of my favorite movies of the year, but I just I enjoyed it.
This is your favorite movie of all time, Sam.
I'll put it out there. It's that tied with Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars coming to Disney Plus. So excited about that.
Hashtag not an ad.
Not an ad, just big fan. But yeah, no, I would really enjoy. But like with.
But who would it be for you?
I'd want Badger.
Badger and Skinny.
Yeah,
Me too. That's the only one that I think I could do. Because first of all, I already tweeted this, so people probably already. I'm repeating myself, but I rewatched just the beginning, like up until he gives him the money and is like, "You're my hero." I watched up until that 3 times because I was just like, they're the best friends ever. And just like watching all of the nuances, honestly, of the way that they treat him, like when he first arrives back. First of all, oh my God, that scene where he wakes up and doesn't realize where he is and starts flipping out. And they're like, dude, calm down, take a shower, it's okay, it's just us. Like, even just the way that they're like able to treat him with such like empathy and patience and compassion when he's like freaking out like this. And they're not trained doctors or mental health professionals.
Nope.
They're just really good friends and they love him and they just like helped their bud get back on his feet in a real quick 18-hour turnaround.
Oh yeah, he really pulled his whole life together.
He shaved his beard. He Britney Spears 2007'd himself, and he got it together.
Which I kind of, they make a good point. Like, you should have kept the beard and the hair. You should have kept that for blending in. Like, everyone knows exactly what your plain face looks like.
Yeah. But hey,
Hey,
you needed to take a shower.
You're
It's all
recovering
good.
the way you're going to recover.
Listen, he has the beanie.
They
It's
cleaned
fine.
him with the fire hose. The neo-Nazis did that. That wasn't very nice. Out of all the
Wasn't nice
things,
at
that
all.
wasn't very nice. I don't know. If I'm not looking at anything else they did, I'd say that's not a very nice way
I'd
for
say
people to
that, hey, not
Hey,
great.
Super not cool, guys.
Jesse
Not
Pinkman
very cash
deserves
money.
every bath bomb in the whole world, and he
Oh.
deserves to, this is what I hope for him. I want him to get a Snapchat, and I want him to take as many Snapchat videos of his bath bombs dissolving as he can, because that's what he deserves.
I feel like people on the lam might be not using social media
Yeah,
too
but
much.
if he's only using it for bath bomb dissolve videos, I mean,
He
like,
doesn't have much luck with dissolving things in bathtubs from what I've
Oh,
noticed.
It's
he might think
true.
about dying down in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, or when
The
it
dead
melted,
body.
when it melted the
and
house.
then it melted the whole house, and it went sploot.
I learned things about this show.
There
Oh
you
wow,
go.
you had to learn that? That's one of the more terrible things to learn about this show. That,
Yeah.
yeah, because he was like, go buy a plastic container, and Jesse was like, why would I do that when there's a bathtub? And it's like,
Pretty solid
oh,
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know what? You know why you don't dissolve a human body in a porcelain tub?
Listen up.
Yeah.
Listen up.
Yeah.
Go splat.
It goes splat.
Go splat
By the
real
way,
bad.
Mythbusters did a whole thing with Vince Gilligan and Aaron Paul, and they tested that, and
Oh.
it didn't go through the bathtub. And they tried a bunch of different combos. The person though, all gone. They were all
How did they get a
all
cadaver?
gone. Pigs.
Oh,
You know the
pigs.
Mythbusters love the shooting stuff at pigs. Oh yeah.
No, I don't like that. They,
Did you want them to use a cadaver?
yes,
Great question.
better than a pig.
Both are dead.
Well, I was really hoping that there was like a cool body snatching subplot that I don't
the
know
episode
about
of
of the episode of
Mythbusters?
Mythbusters. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
like it was like a Breaking Bad Mythbusters crossover where they did something illegal, but then they busted a myth. You know?
That'd be pretty good.
You know?
And they're friends with the cops. They would have gotten off.
Yeah, it would have been
makes
totally
sense.
fine.
Oh yeah.
Totally cool.
They also tested that little crystal rock that you throw down on the ground and it pops. You know, it blew out the windows when he was going up against the. He says Heisenberg for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that one too. Go watch the episode. You'll like it. It's a good one. But I did want. So speaking of Walter, I liked that his death meant nothing in this movie. It meant
Oh, yeah.
something, but it was just like he heard it over the radio.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Cool.
Yep. And then
Okay.
and even his flashback, it does not matter for the rest of the movie. It's more about Jesse's interactions with Walter in that scene. You just get to have a really good performance from Bryan Cranston, and it was wonderful. Also, such a good joke that he didn't remember that he gave him the diploma, that you were on
Yeah. Oh
stage.
my God, dude. What do you mean? Why would I need my GED? I
Yeah.
graduated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
You were on stage when they handed me the diploma. My favorite joke from that scene was when he goes, "What do you want to be? You could be anything." And he goes, "Sports medicine." Like,
Yeah.
what?
Got a lot of friends that did that and definitely changed their major. Makes sense.
Just like sports.
Yeah. And you know what? They did a good job finding those little moments in the lives of these two characters for the amount of time this show existed, and finding the times where they could kind of sprinkle in these interactions where it's like, Jesse, these are just like big warning signs, dude. This dude does not care about you.
Yeah, this
he's
dude-
pretending so hard.
Listen, he
to
tried
care.
to change you to a business major. Don't listen to someone who tries to crush your dreams like that. If you want to be a sports medicine man, you go to Alaska. You make that happen.
You could make that happen. Man, but people, you're really up close with a lot of people. People would recognize you immediately.
I really
And
genuinely
business, too.
hope that the follow-up season is called Dr. Driscoll's Sports Medicine, and it's just Jesse Pinkman's now soap opera life, similar to Grey's Anatomy, where now it's like something that's going to be like 12 seasons, but he's Dr. Driscoll's Sports Medicine now. Yeah,
those are like 24 episodes a season.
Yeah, it is.
Hours.
Yeah, hours. It's basically gonna be the second longest running television show after right after Law and Order SVU for current.
Yeah.
And then there's what was the other one? Dodge City. That's one. Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke.
It's gonna beat Gunsmoke. It's gonna beat the Simpsons.
Symptoms.
The Simpsons.
Big fan.
You know when I can talk correctly?
It's come to Disney Plus. You guys can watch
Come
it.
to Disney Plus.
But we also have the Degrassi pitch. So
Yeah, the Degrassi pitch
I'm
is
wondering
equal.
when the productions of these shows will happen.
Listen, they're both happening at the same time. Jesse Pinkman in a sitcom and a drama, same time.
Aaron Paul has a free schedule.
Aaron Paul.
He can do it.
Yeah, Aaron Paul, dude, he has time. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's totally fine.
I honestly, I wouldn't mind diving into Badger. I think I should watch Better Call Saul because I've heard amazing things. It's one of those shows that I feel like every fan of Breaking Bad is like, oh yeah, I should watch that.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
And then everyone's kind of like, I think more Breaking Bad fans are going to be watching this.
Oh yeah, then
before
Better
catching up
Call
on
Saul
that, yeah.
for sure.
Which I have nothing against.
Nothing
that show.
against it because Bob Odenkirk is great. I love him so very much, and I really should watch Better Call Saul. I'm a traditional Breaking Bad fan.
Yeah, we're just fitting the mold. It makes sense.
Just,
Yeah, but no, I think that whatever Vince Gilligan's able to come up with for this little universe, I would watch at least 2 more movies. And Walking Dead, AMC's kind of cranking out those movies. They're going to be coming up along with future spin-offs and continued seasons of The Walking Dead. And so if they want to do the same thing for Breaking Bad, but they're going to keep this team together, if Vince Gilligan is the one behind the wheel, controlling it and writing it, I'm on board.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What's the deal with everybody? Wait, this is not going to turn into a what's the deal with airplane food? I realize that that's how it sounded like I was going to start it. No, but why are zombies coming back again so hard? All of a sudden?
It's cyclical.
Are they just mad that 2010 didn't last long enough for them, or what?
Yeah.
Because I mean, hey, I like Jesse Eisenberg just as much as the next gal, but why are all the zombies coming back?
We're gonna be that undead horse until it's pulp
until
on the
it's
ground.
super pulp on the ground.
Until it's gone.
Okay.
And if you guys want to stop watching, if you don't want any more zombie stuff, stop watching it. That's all I'll say.
I don't not want any more zombie stuff. I'm just wondering why it's
Why
making
it's
such
still
a hard.
happening.
Yeah, why are you doing this?
It won't end. It's a pillar of our
Never.
society.
Cameron Hayek says because zombies don't stay dead. Well, I
I'm
get
excited for
it.
Zombieland 2. It should be fun.
I am very excited for that. I really loved Zombieland 1.
Mm-hmm. What else we got here? Enter the Clorpus. There you go.
Enter the Clorpus.
Mhm.
Yes,
Which
that's
that
a
movie
that's a
ruled.
film.
Mhm.
Except it was called Florpus. But hey.
Who's counting?
Oh wait, I just scrolled up and Brett had quoted, "Dude, you're on fire." That was one of the best jokes. After he just killed those dudes and then the guy's running out and he's
yeah, in
trying
the
to be nice and he's just like, "Hey dude, just by the way, you're on fire."
Did you find that to be a surprise that he had the gun in his pocket? Or did you kind of see that because he brought out 2 guns when he went into his parents' safe?
Yeah, oh yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
Because I was trying, people around me in the theater, no, I'm not trying to sound smart. I'm oh, I saw that coming. It's just people around us were like, whoa, no way. And I'm like, I mean, they showed us the gun.
No, they showed
went
him holding 2
1,
guns.
2, and he did the classic kid move where you keep your hand in your pocket.
Yeah.
I think someone in the show has done a fake robbery with a hand in their pocket.
100%, yeah.
It's
definitely,
in every sitcom.
Definitely a fake robber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I thought that was going to happen, and that's why I was like, yeah, do it, Jesse. Yeah, because normally I'd be like, don't do it. The Wild West was never fun.
And it will also pretty accurate that it's very hard to shoot people who are both running and firing at each other. So they're kind of closing their eyes and trying to get away from each other. It's it's really hard to aim. You saw one guy get grazed, and then you got him enough that he smashed his head. But
yeah.
Also, when did Jesse learn how to be a marksman? He was pretty good at it.
Well, that's the thing that I find super sexy about Jesse Pinkman, and it is that he is a sweet boy. Not only is he a sweet boy who's I'm not going to kill a cop, and I'm going to ask for a pepperoni pizza instead of putting a bullet in your brain. He's like that until it's time to get to business, and then he's really good at it. He's like if Han Solo was way more into chemistry and smoked meth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the culture up there in space is like. He's alone a lot. Maybe with the Wookiee. Maybe they're doing other stuff
Space
up there.
meth.
But they wouldn't show that as a Disney
They wouldn't
thing.
show that as a
do
Disney.
that.
The coming soon to Disney Plus.
The dark side.
The dark side.
Of Han Solo.
What were Han and Chewie doing all those years?
Meth.
Smuggling meth.
Oh yeah, they're smugglers.
They're smugglers.
What else were they
Dude,
smuggling?
they came down to the ABQ. They got the...
Yeah, there's a version of it in the Star Wars
version of that in the
world.
Star Wars universe. It's fine.
You'll see it in The Mandalorian. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Just don't worry about it.
Man, if Vince Gilligan directed Star Wars show, I'll throw that out there. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the
I
world.
would not be mad about that. My favorite episode of X-Files is 100% the one where he did a crossover with Cops. And as long as
I've never watched X-Files before.
Wait, what? You've never watched X-Files?
I've watched a lot of other shows that I shouldn't have watched, but I should watch X-Files. But they did a crossover with Cops.
Yeah, they did an episode where they did a crossover episode with the show Cops. So they made it look like everything was like really happening and being shot by like a shaky cam, but in reality it was a monster. It wasn't like a bad guy, and so then all the cops get eaten and it's real scary and it's a spooky thing. And Fox Mulder's there and he's like, I know that we're on the show Cops, but I think it's an alien. And it's pretty great. It's pretty awesome.
Oh man, a lot of people probably got confused when they watched that episode.
Oh, they sure did. They sure did. It's probably just the 90s version of hearing War of the Worlds over over the radio, and they're like, wait, is this real? Oh my God, this episode of is that David Duchovny? Is that really an alien? That's what I assume people sounded like in the 90s when they watched that episode. Anyways, I want Vince Gilligan to always do crossovers with Cops in everything he makes from now on.
It just kind of makes sense with something like this. Like
Really does.
you know what, the only Cops we really see. I was surprised we didn't get that scene from the first trailer for El Camino where Skinny's being interrogated by the DEA or by the cop. We don't know who he's being interrogated by, but it's a government agency.
Right.
And he says he doesn't know where Jesse Pinkman is. I actually would have liked to have seen that in this movie because I know it is Jesse's story, but it would have been interesting to see maybe a subplot with cops going after him, but at the same time he had so much to do. He was looking for the money. He was stealing from his parents. He was fighting lumber people. The people at the lumber yard, the welding people.
The welders. That's the word.
And lumberjacks, there we go.
Lumberjacks and welders.
People. That's what it is.
The lumber people.
Give us what we want. That's what you guys want.
Yes, that is what you want.
Oh yeah. No, and I wouldn't mind seeing Vince Gilligan tackle a lot of stuff, but also it's just nice seeing Aaron Paul play a role this serious and getting the attention that it deserves. I'm sure a lot of us did not see Need for Speed.
I did not see Need for Speed.
And I feel like we did a disservice. We could have really helped him out. We could have done a solid when he's done a solid for us for a while.
He's done a solid for us for a really long time. He's done a solid for anyone who loves meth.
Yes. That's his mission. I don't think it's fair to say for him.
I just need you guys to understand that there's not a camera on Kris, and it is a damn shame because she's just been getting so upset with every word that has come out of my mouth all day, and I keep having to look at it, and you should have to look at it too. She's so disappointed. You're really cute. I'm so mad you're not here.
Do you want to switch? We can switch for a little bit. You want to talk about it? Thank you.
Well,
I don't want to be rude and be like, I'm pretty.
And it's my turn.
Kris wants you to know that she thinks that Jesse Pinkman is a huge freaking nerd and that he's not good at anything, and she knows this because she watched him try to blow out a lighter in El Camino.
So stupid.
And she thinks that that's dumb. Do you want to try to sit next to me? You can,
and sometimes
try.
you can blow out lighters.
I mean,
you can sometimes.
But for why?
Here, wait. I'll scoot.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, what did you think of the movie?
I mean, as someone who's never watched an episode of Breaking Bad, I was just like, his life took a turn after Price is Right. It was bad.
It sure did.
I did think, though, because I watched the recap beforehand, I thought
what?
that...
I was like, did you suddenly get stoned? Why
really
did you put
high.
your glasses on?
I only got brought on so he could just start getting high.
You just start getting...
There's so much meth underneath the
There's
table.
so much meth under this table. It's a treasure trove. It felt like the pacing, though, of this just did feel like, a good two-parter episode of something. I don't know how it felt as a film, like saying it was a movie seems odd. But again, I didn't watch the show, so my opinions are real dumb.
And
no, but
your
also,
opinions are not dumb. I do genuinely believe that you would hate Breaking Bad.
Oh,
However, if you did watch it, like if Dad forced you to for some reason, you would love Jesse Pinkman if you like got to know that character because he's a very good college. I know. That's why he lets me watch all the meth shows, though, because he's like, one of them's going to college, the other one's going to prison.
One of them's
Breaking Bad.
Either way.
Either way, I'm getting money out of my kids.
You're getting money back. He's going to be taken care of.
He's going to be, Papa Brett's going to be taken care of in his old age.
We're going to put him in such a nice home.
We sure are. Nicest home ever.
Margaritaville one.
Margaritaville.
Yeah.
But like, you bring up a good point that it doesn't feel like a movie in it, but it doesn't feel like a two-parter episode either because there's more care that was put into it than a two-parter episode.
It's like a very special episode.
It's one of the cool parts.
The dangers of meth.
A very
special episode. Yeah.
There's a lesson in there, kind of like Sesame Street. But like, I like that it's one of the benefits of having streaming services that like this wouldn't be where would you put this? Like where would this movie exist anywhere else?
Yeah.
Like it
Lifetime.
would. Exactly. Oh, finally.
The Jesse Pinkman Lifetime story.
They need to diversify. It makes sense.
Totally.
That's true.
Diversify to meth.
I will say, I did think, because I've never watched the show, I've been watching a lot of Outlander, which never gets good. Jackie was like, you should watch this show, and I do not like it.
Dude, I love Jackie so much, but she keeps telling me to watch Outlander. She made me watch it, and I was like, yeah, that guy's hot, but I don't want to.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And the whole show is just basically about rape. So because of watching that show, when Meth Damon came over to be like, hey, it's just you and I for the weekend, I was like, no. And I'm really glad it didn't go that way.
Yeah, that's nice. Thank you, Cameron Hayek, for donating to the Kris Fund.
For my face?
For her face. For her whole entire face.
Thank you.
Chris,
Appreciate
go
it.
get your laptop, only because I'm going to full disclosure, you guys, Taylor Swift tickets go on sale in 3 minutes, and I'm buying them. So.
Where's she going to be? Staples Center?
She's going to be, that's why I can't get free tickets, darn it. She's going to be in the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood next July.
Ooh.
So, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm taking myself on a date
have
to
a waiting
Inglewood.
room.
Yeah, I do. That's why I'm saying, Chris, if you want to monitor the comments when
You got something important to do? It makes sense, of course.
Boba Fettuccine says that you're their friend, Sam.
Oh, thank you. Sam is my friend. Thank you.
Sam is my friend.
So they mean it.
And
also, Boba Fettuccine is a great name.
Wait, and
he also has mustard on his chicken sandwich. That sounds nice.
Actually, mutual friend Steve Zaragoza came up with a song that Sam is my friend, and I have mushrooms on my chicken sandwich. It's not a it was just a melody.
I see.
So it's mushrooms, not mustard. But however you'd like to interpret the song.
That's okay.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I like that Steve makes songs about our names sometimes because
you have a really good
I have
song.
a good one.
You have a good ditty. Yeah, it's a good one. Man, he's so musically talented. I want him to be
He's so
in a Vince
musically
Gilligan
talented.
thing.
Whitney Van Lanningham. That's the most musically talented thing anybody's ever done.
He's amazing. People are very, very confused that you're a Swiftie.
Oh, really?
Cameron Hayek says, Whitney being a Swiftie is turning my whole worldview upside down.
I really enjoy Taylor Swift. I also really enjoy metal. So
and James Buffett.
And James Buffett. Dude, I really like a lot of different types of music.
So many different crowds.
Yeah. Those are really a lot of different crowds.
Yeah.
And the best part was that Chris, so we both thought that it was going to be cold down in Anaheim because we checked the weather. And so I was like, damn it. And I hadn't packed correctly because it was 90 degrees in the valley. And so Chris, I was like, dang it. What should I bring, I guess, to wear to the show? And she's like, I don't know. I guess let's both just wear our patch jackets and do Jimmy Buffett, but metal. And I was like, okay. So we both just wore our punk jackets to a Jimmy Buffett show, and I think it went well.
It was cute.
It was cute. It was nice. It was fun.
I support it.
Go over to your waiting room.
There you go, so you can check.
You have
44 seconds.
Countdown.
Yeah.
Guys, while Whitney buys tickets, what do you have going on, Sam?
Oh, well, right now, I just launched, sorry, I got excited. I just launched a new show called One More Time, exclamation point. And it's a podcast and a YouTube show that you can look up with my name attached to it. And I'm doing a rewatch of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but also I'm a really smart friend who came up with a better idea for a show, so he let me use it. I'm going to go back and watch all the movies that either I don't like or bring a guest on that doesn't like a movie that I like, and we're going to try to like figure out what the parts are and like our different point of views on them.
Oh,
so
that's fun.
The first stuff I'm going to be doing, it's so hard to get through because this movie we both dislike, but my co-host for my other show is we're going to rewatch Transformers The Last Night. And that movie is so bad. It's so bad. It's so hard to get through it. But it's going to be a fun episode because we both hate it. Oh, so much. So anywhere you get podcasts or go on YouTube and just search my name, it'll pop up. Sam
That's awesome.
Bashor. That's the one. But yeah, are you going to check out Breaking Bad now? Have we sold you on it? Or?
No. Dude, that's the problem too, is that I would 100% just like kidnap Kris and be like, we're gonna watch Christmas movies. And then I'd just be like, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And I would normally do that, but honestly, I would normally be that kind of a mean, shitty friend. But it's for your own good. But like honestly, we don't have time to watch anything that we actually want to watch. So at this point in my life, I'm like, oh, if it brings you joy to not watch Meth Damon and the dad from Malcolm in the Middle start doing meth together, that's fine with me. You've had to watch
really
so much
sad
iCarly.
That you would use my love of Christmas to trick me like that.
I can't.
That's so uncool.
You could say that like there is a Christmas episode, but you need to kind of earn it so you can understand the people's
There's
struggles.
No Christmas in
No,
Albuquerque.
Not in
They
this
don't
Albuquerque.
celebrate.
Christmas episode, and then I just watched Kristen Ritter choke on oatmeal and
100%, yeah.
which is what that was too. Learned that as well.
Oh, she was eating oatmeal.
I prepped for this episode.
Fun
Oatmeal
tidbit.
barf.
Yeah, fun tidbit. That's a sad episode. You watched just that
No, I
episode?
just
Oh,
learned
okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
She learned
okay.
facts.
Not the show.
Because that's a rough
No,
one.
I don't think that she could watch that episode without just like crying. Like when I was a little kid, I watched Bambi and I hysterically started sobbing because they killed Bambi's mommy, and so every time my mom would have to fast forward that part, that would be like Kris watching that.
Yeah.
Like she would not be able, that would be like killing Bambi's mom for her, but like
Which I was pretty cool with.
you seem
Honestly,
to, you're a
supported it.
Slytherin, so
Yeah.
like I
I
get
was
that.
like, well, we don't. I'm a mom killer because I'm a Slytherin.
Oh yeah.
Let's get some
Whoa.
votes in the
Listen,
chat.
so
Is
is
that
Voldemort.
true?
I'm
Like
just
I
saying.
worked for Disney, but I don't love moms being dead.
I think that that's what that
It's
means.
like a cornerstone of those shit
Maybe.
movies.
That's mostly
though.
what that's about. If you work for
Damn.
Disney, it means that you love mom killing.
Yeah.
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 Matricide, motherfuckers. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to swear.
Don't
whatever.
worry, it's near the end. And also
It's
Taylor
near the
Swift, we're
end.
getting
Yeah.
excited.
Listen, what does this mean? Due to high demand, you may experience an extended wait time. You are now in the queue. What does that mean? Your page will refresh and you may shop for tickets when you reach the front. The front of what? This isn't.
This internet line.
So does
You're in
this
a
have
queue.
to move?
You're in
I
a
don't
queue
know, but
like a
I've been
proper
here.
lady.
Speaking of
Aw.
lines, I stayed in a line for about 7 hours to watch El Camino, and that was actually overall met a lot of nice people, and we got to see a lot of famous people up close. That was really cool.
Ooh,
that
Mark
is
Hamill
cool.
was there, who was not in the movie, and that was a bit of a bummer. I was like, Mark Hamill's about to come in. Luke Skywalker's about to come into the
What
Breaking
if-
Bad universe.
gonna
It's
do
gonna
so
be
much
crazy, and that didn't happen.
The blue meth
Yeah.
powers his lightsaber. We figured it out.
That's what you put in there. Everybody's got their own kind of meth, and it all.
Those are the crystals.
And it all works out.
Oh, Lauren Linton. My time at Disney wasn't very exciting. I was an intern. I was a character for a couple weeks. I have crippling claustrophobia, so I switched out of being a character. Because I got hired to be Mary Poppins, and I was like, "Hey, I'm claustrophobic," and they were like, "That's cool, no worries." And then I moved to Florida. And I was there for a couple weeks,
That
and they were
sounds
like,
just like a
"Hey,
bad idea."
you're gonna be Mr. Smee," and I was like, "No, remember my claustrophobia?" And they were like, "Too bad."
Wait, does Mr. Smee have a head?
Mr. Smee has a head.
Ah.
I was also King Louie, and everyone would always yell Planet of the Apes, and I'd be inside my little costume with my little dragon stick arms, being like, "I'm not from Planet of the Apes."
Did you
Just
ever jerk off
sobbing,
in your
just
costume?
sobbing. I never did.
No.
I
I
never
did.
I thought that was like the real secret of being a Disney employee.
Maybe if I had a penis.
Maybe if you had a penis
Are
and
you allowed to talk about this on the air?
what?
Don't they kill character actors that like break the magic, Kris?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say friends with, but you know what? I didn't play any of them, so
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not
Yeah.
breaking any magic. I
There's-
can't get fired from my internship.
Why-
That happened
Wanted
during
Disney
college.
Plus free.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
2,000 people?
if you
What
wanted-
the heck? That's so many Taylor Swift fans. Why is Taylor Swift so popular?
I don't know.
I
See?
just want to jam out to some songs.
Yeah.
It's easier to get the Jimmy Buffett tickets.
It
I
really is
imagine.
easier to get Jimmy Buffett tickets. Although, wait, hold on. So I'll tell you a really boring story of how I
Go
bought
on.
Jimmy Buffett tickets. So we wanted to go
Ready
to.
to wrap this
Are
up.
you good for hanging a little bit longer? Or
Yeah.
do you need to get...
No, I'm good.
Sam wants to leave as soon as possible. He only showed up so that he could. After this Jimmy Buffett story, he's just gonna like take you to the side, Brett, and go, hey man, it's been great working with you, but all due respect, I can't hang out ever again. I'm so sorry.
It's actually the opposite, because as soon as you brought up Jimmy Buffett, as soon as I got here, I was like, dang, I kind of want to hang out a little bit more.
Yes!
I'm a big fan of Tommy Bahama's clothes. I don't know any of their politics.
Have you ever been to a Tommy Bahama
the food
restaurant?
Is good. Yes.
Yes. It's so weird, but it's so good.
In Hawaii. They have one in Hawaii.
They do. So you can buy a shirt and then eat a burger, and you're like, okay.
Whoa, $80 on a button-up? Oh my God. Let me go ahead and grab a $90 meal too. It's delicious. Oh, but it's
Let me buy this $90 shirt that my waiter is wearing.
There you go.
Exactly.
I want to look like I work here.
I want to look exactly like I work here, but that I'm a lot more relaxed than they are.
Oh, yeah. Man, those are great. Now I want to go. It's the
now
best.
I want to go to a Tommy Bahama. Gosh dang it, y'all.
Oh, but Jimmy Buffett tickets.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett tickets. So it was kind of crazy because my initial plan was I was like, okay, well, we'll buy tickets at the Santa Barbara Bowl. And I was like, Santa Barbara's so fun. We'll go. Maybe in the morning, if we're not too hungover, we'll go wine tasting. And I kept waiting. Yeah, and it sounded like a good birthday treat. And I kept waiting for the tickets to go on Gold Star because they always do. Jimmy Buffett is always eventually on Gold Star because old people love Jimmy Buffett and old people love buying things on Gold Star. So I'm pretty sure that that's it's just a science win-win.
Store that away.
Store that nugget away. And this time they didn't. So I finally was like, okay, well, I guess I should just go ahead and buy tickets. They were $145 for just like nosebleed Jimmy Buffett seats.
And Whitney loves me a whole lot. Like, we have a very upsettingly codependent relationship.
We hang out.
Too much money.
That's way too much money. I was like, no, we could listen to a CD for free in the car. And so.
So you went to Santa Barbara.
We sat in the car outside the venue, and we were just like, heard about the old time sailor man. So then I found out that he was in Anaheim, and the tickets were a cool $57.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A lot more affordable. So.
$140, Jimmy.
Jimmy, no.
You're getting bold, dude.
Jimmy.
There's a lot.
Most people come to your show and they immediately take your shoes off. That's who you're trying to sell tickets to. Yeah. We don't have that kind of money.
Your biggest market is the middle class, which doesn't exist anymore. Help us out, bro.
Help us out. Give us affordable Jimmy Buffett tickets. So then Kris and I, because this past week has been so crazy. We can't say why yet to you guys, but we've had a crazy week. And all good stuff, but yeah, you know why. But Brett knows why. But we've had a really crazy week, and so literally until Friday night, I had gotten home from shooting at 9 p.m. and I put on a face mask and I did that, and then I moisturized, and then I texted Kris and I'm like, hey, so we should probably figure out what hotel we're staying at because we're leaving tomorrow. Also, what time do you want to leave in the morning? It's midnight. And like she was just like, oh God, okay. So we got, it was like, at that point it was like 10 maybe. So we found she found a hotel room that was $95 a night, and we were like, done. And so we booked it and we got there. It's called the Fullerton Lodge. It looked like basically like one of those like really, really bad bare bones college dorm room inside.
Very cool.
And so it had a bed.
Perfect.
There was a hole in the wall that was a closet. Like it was just straight up like a little out of it, and that was the whole closet.
All you need.
And the best part was that it was a full-on 1970s smoking room. So besides a bed, there was just a smoking table and an ashtray and a smoking table in the room. And so then we started like poking around and we're like, oh, a bedspread. And then we look at the bedspread and there are like 37 separate cigarette burns in this bedspread. So we were cracking up. We were like, we might get murdered. This is so fun. And it was great. We had the best time.
And I don't have a sense of smell, so being in a smoking room,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Oh yeah, she has no sense of smell, so she's cool.
I was like, all right.
I was like, let's open the window and turn the AC on. This is fine. It's $95.
So did they like not clean the room? So they just kind of like go in, they just give like a little toss and they put it right back down?
Clean,
it was super
they even
clean.
Our toilet paper all fancy, so it was
Oh, and also, wait, this is the best
distract
part.
You from the cigarette burns in
on
the
the
bed.
Yeah. So I took a
Then
picture of the toilet paper that they left for us.
Oh yeah.
And it's called Mama Love.
Which is really sweet.
I don't know if you can see this. Oh, you probably can't. I was gonna hold it up to this and be like,
Hey,
can
look
you
at that.
see?
Yeah.
Papa says hold it up.
It's Mama Love, the toilet paper brand.
Yeah.
Keep it there. I'm gonna zoom, I guess.
It's the
Mama
only kind
love.
I
This is the
trust.
kind of important content you come here for.
You come here for to see what kind of toilet paper Kris and I use on vacation. Just take it. It's called Mama Love.
Thanks, Dad. Whoa! That's so out of focus.
That's way too out of focus.
No, I gotta fix it.
You have to
Dad?
fix it.
There.
Dad, it's out of focus.
And bing!
Yay!
Mama love.
Mama Love, the toilet paper.
Amen.
For the discerning lady who wants to treat their tush, Mama Love.
I
That was
know
definitely
that
an ad. They're sponsored.
every
Yeah.
time I poop, I want it to feel like my mom loves me. You know?
I want to be reminded.
I want to be
of that,
reminded of
yeah.
my mother's love
And wipe.
and wipe, and that's just how Mommy used to do it.
That's what it is. Wow, still 2,000 people. That ain't
Still
going down.
2,000 people. I'm never getting Taylor Swift tickets, y'all.
But we'll
They
try
don't
our
care
best.
that I'm a NerdWire.
That you're a nerd.
That I'm a
See if you
NerdWire.
can put a comment in there.
Yeah, can I just leave a comment like, hey, I've been waiting for this.
Excuse me, I'm a NerdWire.
Excuse me, I am one NerdWire. Please help me.
You know what I hope for Jesse Pinkman? That he
What?
could go to a Taylor Swift concert one day, find someone he can settle down with.
And sing Lover too.
And just sing Lover too. In the moonlight, at a Taylor Swift concert, holding his girl.
Aw.
He
Sounds
would have known
nice.
what Taylor Swift was.
Oh yeah,
is.
dude, he was alive when Taylor Swift was. Isn't that crazy?
He would have known. He would have known. He would have been a fan.
How do you think Jesse Pinkman felt when David Bowie died? You know, like,
Not good.
not great.
Not
take.
great.
Hot take.
I may put it
ooh,
out
ooh,
there.
ooh, boy.
But no, I wouldn't mind more adventures of Jesse Pinkman in Alaska, fighting bears,
Fighting
making
bears,
meth.
making meth.
Making
Giving
with
meth
bears.
to bears, and then the
Whoa.
bears
As-
have to fight the moose
The
and
moose.
roar.
See, it's just a distraction. You meth up the bear, and
Yeah.
then you get him running through a police station. He breaks his buddy out, and they get on another
Breaking Bear.
hijinks. Yeah,
Breaking Bear.
Boom.
Boom, and that's what that series is called. Vince Gilligan, you can
Call us.
reach us at any time. We are around, the three of us, to write this script
I
with
wouldn't
you.
mind. I'm very open right now. I'm very free.
I'm super open. The only other thing I have to do this week is like watch cartoons, so I'm pretty good.
You can fit it in.
I could fit that into my schedule. Just a quick Breaking Bear spec script.
Do you want to sign off since you have a mic?
Do I want to sign
Do
off?
you want to do all the like talk to us
Did
later?
Brett? Oh my
and-
God! Wait, are we leaving?
Well, we're getting
Is
there.
that what Dad just said?
You gotta
Dad,
tell them about.
Dad, but I don't want to go home. I want to hang out with all my friends.
The hour mark.
Dad, I'm having fun, Dad.
I try to do
Dad,
things.
I want to hang out with all my friends.
Give you 5 more minutes.
I was always
5
like,
more minutes! Dad's letting us stay up 5 more minutes! Ah!
every sleepover, that's just flashbacks. To
Oh,
that, me being quiet,
seriously?
just like waiting, like, I don't know if they're gonna let me go to Chuck E. Cheese or not. Or I don't know if we're going to the pool. We might just stay here and watch like Ben 10 or something. What I
There's
could.
gonna be a day where we do this stream though, and like Brett and I signal or say something, and you're just gonna be like, "Yep, got it," and
Yeah.
go for it instead of being like, "You guys."
No.
It's more fun.
No.
Then there's a clear hero and then
And
villains.
villains.
Yeah. It's easier that way.
If I keep acting like a toddler, it'll all work out. Listen, I don't have to change or grow as a person.
You really don't.
I can just be myself.
Yeah, you're literally paid to.
Hi.
What do you want to talk about then for 5 minutes?
I don't know. I don't care. Let me tell you about my dog. He's really soft. His name is Pugsley.
My
And
dog just got a haircut. Go on. Yeah,
your
he's
dog
super
just
soft.
got fat. Her dog got
Whoa.
super
Dog did just
fat.
get fat.
Who'd
Dude,
you take? Where'd
Trico
you
got
take it?
tubby.
Trico's tubby. Trico's also never had a haircut. So
Yeah, so he looks
Ever?
extra
no,
fat.
he's only a year and a half.
Oh.
And he's a terrier.
She's
mix.
one of those like crazy moms who like he was in her uterus and she won't cut his hair because that hair was the hair that he was growing when he was in your uterus, and so you won't get
When
him a
he
haircut.
was in my uterus.
You know,
Your
yeah.
uterus.
Yeah, I birthed
Inside,
this puppy.
yeah, you
actually.
did. It was the day
Yeah.
after your honeymoon. We all knew that it was a shotgun wedding.
Yeah, for
Anyway,
sure. You know when you're with someone for 7 years, and then you're like, crap, I'm pregnant.
I gotta get married now, and then you got married, and then the baby came the day when you got back from your honeymoon because that's how babies
Whoa.
come.
Yeah,
When you
for
get
sure.
back from your honeymoon, you got a baby.
Oh, that's the next part.
Yeah.
So he's 6 pounds, and Gimli, his big brother, is 13 pounds, and they eat the same amount of food because Trico's a shifty little bastard. And then
Trico's
Logan
crazy.
works
He
at a
sounds
dog
great.
store, and he gives the dogs too many treats, and now Trico's fat. He chonk.
So here's how this fits in with my lifestyle. So whenever I have to watch Chris's dogs when they go out of town, I have to do this insane thing where I feed all of the dogs in separate areas of the house so that even the fast ones can't get to the other ones in time. And it's so hard, but it's really rewarding when they all don't steal each other's food. But it's pretty much like Pugs. Yeah. So what happens basically is I will start off Pugsley and Trico in the kitchen because I can at least trust that both of them are so into their own food that they won't bother each other or Gimli. And then I take Gimli into, as you guys call it, the atrium. It's a hallway.
It's an antechamber.
An antechamber, whatever.
It's a hallway with doors. It's an antechamber.
What? It's a hallway.
It's not bougie. It's just correct.
Whatever.
What is that wrong?
So I take Gimli into the antechamber, and then I have him eat his food there, and then I run back to the kitchen where Pugsley and Trico are just finishing up, and then I stand in front of the kitchen with the refrigerator door open to help me block the way.
Just pull out the pantry cart.
Well, yeah, I know, but then that would mean that I would have to use slight more upper body strength than I would just opening the fridge door. Yeah. And so that's what I do, and then I hold them, and then usually I get
Are you not entertained?
Hey, listen, this is how I feed dogs. I'm an expert. And then I block them from getting to Gimli, and then Gimli eats his food, and all good boys.
Yeah. My dog now eats wet food, and it gets all in his beard. Then I have to go wash his face, and it's like, you little bastard, get over here. And he's so fast. He is such a fast little dog. I don't see him. Also, he blends in with the floor. But he's the best dog in the world.
He's
and
so cute.
He's so clingy.
Real cute baby.
He's the best. And also, when I work, he slowly gets closer. Like he'll go on my leg, then on my side. Like if I'm sitting on a chair, he'll fit himself in there. And then one day I was leaning back a little bit. He was able to sit up here and put his face against my face. And he now has trained himself to do this thing. If I'm laying down, he'll walk up, turn around and face away, push up and fall back on me.
Yes, Pugsley does that. It's so
cutest.
Cute. It's so
Who
cute.
taught him that? It's the best.
I call it the flop.
Yeah.
Because he'll seriously walk up and he'll scoot all the way back at me, and then he'll just go and it's really cute.
I want to hear your guys' dog stories.
Yeah,
tell us your dogs.
Oh man, you should
tell
tweet
us
us
your
and
dogs.
Instagram us your dogs.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah.
We will always retweet dogs. I'm going to speak for all three of us when I say that if you send us a dog, we will like and retweet that because, hey, I love dogs. I love them. They're
More
sweet.
dogs,
The Fettuccine wants to know if you're going to come back for another stream, Sam.
If you guys
no
will
pressure,
have me.
But, answer
No,
now.
answer now, Sam. Do you like us, or will you stay, or will you go now?
If you guys will have me,
yeah, we want you.
Yeah.
Of course we do.
I'll talk about Steven Universe because last time I was here, I hadn't watched it, and now I've watched all of it.
Dude, that's so cool. I'm so happy that you like it.
It's so good.
It's so good, right?
It's so good.
Hey, man, if every pork
cried
chop were
so
perfect,
much.
we wouldn't have hot dogs.
Oh, what a dumb line in the first
It's
season,
so
and then they bring
perfect.
it back and you cry.
And you cry so hard.
It's perfect.
It's
And
such
the
a good show.
movie, Garnet. I love it. It's so good. Thank you. It's
Please,
good.
please, I just need a GIF of that forever to send to everyone.
Please.
I'll
come
that
back
is a
and talk about it.
multi-purposeful GIF right
That
there.
is. I love that.
I'll give you guys those if you want me to come back. There you go. I'll plan a couple ahead of time.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And we need to get you to watch an anime?
I've watched an anime
I was
before.
going to say, you've seen an anime.
I've seen one or two.
Yeah.
My
Who
Hero
says that you
Academia.
can't?
There you go.
Oh, Boba Fettuccine wants us to force you to watch an anime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I've done it.
I've done
I'll do it again.
I mean, I'll do it.
He's seen it.
I've seen it.
it.
But I'll talk
Yeah.
about the Steven Universe movie, and they should
Heck
make more
yeah.
movies.
And they should make more
Absolutely.
movies, and they should be sweet
Yeah.
and cute.
And they've got that follow-up season coming out soon. So that's something that we can look forward to down the road to talk about.
Years. And now I gotta wait with everybody else.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
the worst.
That is the biggest problem with catching up with people. Dude,
Yeah.
because Game of Thrones, I got to watch 6 seasons before the rest of and so I was like, oh, this is great. I can watch it anytime I want.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I had to wait a week, and I was like, no, this is not how this show should be enjoyed.
That show should be enjoyed with the Game of Thrones scotch that came out.
True.
That stuff is so good.
Ooh.
True.
Oh,
That
man.
sounds delicious.
Because the final season, what a stinker. But I had scotch, so I was okay with everything.
You were okay.
Where I was like, this is fine, dragons and stuff, whatever.
This makes sense.
I'm going to drink some more House Lannister.
Yeah.
Let's just do this.
I liked the
I
Cold
felt
Boys.
like Cersei.
felt like fiercely.
You liked the cold boys?
I like the cold boys.
Cold
And that's
boys
what
with their babies?
That's the thing that I miss the most about Game of Thrones being over is that I don't get to talk about the cold boys nearly enough.
Cold boys.
True.
Cracking open an ice cold boy.
The Night King and the Cold Boys. My favorite house band down in Alabama.
Once again, Cameron Higgs giving us fire comments. Guys, I've totally seen an anime. She just lives in Canada and you never
We love you,
$5
Cameron. You're
to
great.
you.
$5 back to you, Cameron. That was a great joke.
I don't know how to do it. Dem
that
cold
was great.
boys.
Dem
Cold
cold boys. The coldest boys.
Okay. Well,
All right, Dad is telling me that my sleepover's over, I guess. So,
Gotta go home
also,
eventually.
just really quick before we wrap up, I want you to know that that's also how Brett feeds the three of us, is that he makes Kris and I stay over there, and then Sam gets to go in the hallway. So that's what we're going to probably go do. We love you, and we're hungry.
We're not fast, though, so you
we're
don't
not
need to worry
fast,
about it.
yeah. We're pretty, and if you put food in front of us, but that's what I think, we're like Pugsley and Trico, because if you put the food in front of us, we'll concentrate so hard that we won't bother you. So.
And Sam's giggling because he's a good boy.
Because he's a good boy, exactly. Okay, this has been NerdWire. This has been Sam. This has been Kris. I have been Whitney. We're all gonna go to be totally different things after this, but just so you know who you've been talking to for an hour, we have to go back into witness protection now because we're all selling meth in Canada.
Oh, we've said it so many times on this stream.
I know. Damn it. Well,
Now
just
you're
don't tell anyone.
implicated.
Don't tell anyone.
Oof.
Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to Nerdflix and chill. We love you, and let us know what you want to talk about next week.